Greetings everyone, welcome back to Make a Game series. This is episode 9, which is probably like almost near to the end. Very close to the end. Because I don't really see a lot of things to do. But as you can see in this video, we're going to be working on the menu. I already have the menu widgets opened. And now I want to design the menu. So I actually wanted to add a border. Borders are still useful. Borders are still useful. Very useful. Incredibly useful. Can be used for many things. Can be used for this, that, this. But I made the border fill up the whole screen. And now we'll add some text. I don't know. The text is gonna be the title. And also I've thought of the name of the game. The name of the game will be called Score. And well, I just thought of any name. So I just thought of Score. But I don't really like the border. The border to me is not, you know, border to me is not so good. So instead, I actually set the score title to the center. Also, remember to set the alignment to 0.5 in case you have any shifting. And I like to set my title text to about 150. I also put size to context to true, like, because I like it when it's just size to context. But I want some kind of background blur. Luckily, Unreal Engine has background blur. And with this background blur, we can anchor it to the whole screen. And after filling it with the whole screen, by setting the offsets, all of them to 0, we can then set the blur strength to maybe a manageable number that you can still see some of it, but it's still good. And now that we have a background blur, let's make a button so that we can have options to select, because we can't assume everybody has a window key. Maybe Mark users use command key, this, that, but we can't assume everybody has a window key to exit. So in case the screen is filled with the game, you need to make a start and quit button. So with this, I'll just name the button start for reasons to not confuse anybody scripting with it. Because if you just script with it, you have to name it, or you have to use the name to identify it. And changing the position to a higher value. And here you can change the color of it. The color and opacity is to change anything within it, and the background color is actually to change the button itself. But I wanted my button to be dark, so let's just make the alpha low. Set the color to something black, but it really blends too much with the background blur. So instead, let's lighten up a little. And here we can add the text to make it look like the text is always going to be on the button with an offset. You can set the offset to 0. And this text is going to be the start text. So easily you can identify that this button that we're making here is the start button. As as you can see here, we have a start button. But now let's try making a quit button. You can press Control plus W in order to clone our mention, and this button will be called quit. So that we will know which one to choose. We set the position X and the Y to 0, and maybe set the Y to maybe 200. The start is going to be the same, but the text is going to be different. Now we can see that the text is quit. And now you can easily identify that this button is the quit button. And now here comes the scripting. And for the buttons, you don't really need to bind it that much or bind anything. But there are these events, like on button click. A button click is like, on button click triggers when you click the button. So let's say I want this button to remove all widgets because it starts and I don't want the menu to be there. You can't really remove one widget in Unreal Engine, but you can remove all widgets and create widgets to the widgets that you want in. I will select the gameplay UI and we'll add to the viewport. Now just for in order to prevent conflicts between the main character function of making the gameplay UI widget spawn and this one, we'll have to delete the one in the main character blueprint. But first, let's make a quick game. Now I did put set game pause because I want the game to pause so that the enemy doesn't have a head start. And now we'll go to the main character, which is in the main folder, and we'll have to delete this function here. And we'll also have to delete the print string because we don't really need it since we have widgets and since we know how widgets work. And we also need to make this widget create. So let's do that in the level blueprint. Here we actually need to create the widget, and what we're going to create is the menu, and we're going to add it to the viewport. Then we press compile and play. As you can see, the start and quit is there. The game is paused. Oh no. We'll have to set the game paused, and we'll have to set the pause to true. It actually pauses the game. So as you can see, the game is paused. There's start, there's quit. You can press quit to quit the application. It actually shows it right there because it just quits. It actually quits runtime in the data. And we can press start to set the game pause equals to false and then play the game. And here we can see the gameplay UI that we constructed in the